don't know. Last week, Ronnie
We
bumped.
got all pretty and
Yeah, last week Ronnie bumped the board there and cut the sound off. So.
oh no.
Yeah.
Right at the very end, yeah. Sorry to, I wasn't going to call him out on it myself, Dave, but
Well,
if
you know how I
if
am.
you are, then I'll let you.
Ronnie, you old guilty thing.
Poor thing. He's up there sicker than a dog, and then.
There you go.
Getting him to bed.
You know, I always heard that saying, sicker than a dog. How sick can a dog get?
I don't want to speculate on air.
Well, I got a friend that's a bit sicker than dog. They look pretty rough.
I've always heard that saying, hadn't you?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so tell them about Barrett-Jackson.
Okay, so Barrett-Jackson is, for those of you who don't know, is this really huge car auction based in Scottsdale, Arizona.
That's where the sale was this time, wasn't
The January sales in Scottsdale. So it ran from January 13th to the 21st, and this is their 47th annual Scottsdale auction. And there was a total of 1,721 vehicles, the majority on the auction block without a reserved, and they raised more than $106.8 million is how many cars they sold. Man, that was plus they sold 1,100 pieces of automobile advertising items that brought in $3.7 million for those. And also, they auction off a bunch of cars that are for charity, and they raised $6.21 million for charities through the charity vehicles that they sold. This year's contribution, the Barrett-Jackson surpassed the $100 million mark in charitable sales to date. So they've raised over $100 million for charity. Celebrities and athletes dropped by to help drive sales and generate excitement.
Who were some of them?
Well, you know, if it's a car auction, Jay Leno's going to be there.
Well, yeah.
Michael Phelps, Kenny Chesney, David Spade, Tim Allen, Alice Cooper, Bruce Arians, Alan Williams, Archie Bradley, and Arizona Doug Ducey. Also, as a surprise guest there was former President George Bush.
And guess who else was there?
Who else was there?
Chad McQueen.
Oh, yeah,
on the
that's
50th
right, yeah.
anniversary of the Bullet movie.
I need to watch that again. It's been
I love that.
since I've seen that.
That car sounds so good.
Yeah. Okay, so the top seller at the auction was a 2015 Porsche 918 Spyder, which brought $1,430,000 for a 2015 car.
Yeah.
I mean, they must have only made one. I mean, how in the world do you get that much money?
$10,000 or something.
Not far behind that was a 1952 Ferrari 212 Europa and a 1965 Chevrolet Corvette Cutaway Coupe. And both of those sold for $1,100,000 each. Man. Other Chevy standouts included a 1969 Camaro ZL1 at $770,000, a 1968 Corvette L88, which sold for $495,000, Shelby 350 GT prototype, which brought in $605,000. Sorry, a 1970 Pontiac GTO Judge Ram Air 4.
Oh, yeah.
Convertible.
A rare car.
Yeah, $440,000.
Think about that.
I can't imagine buying a car for $1 million. That thing had to be on gold wheels. And
You'd think so.
Well, if he's worth a few hundred million, what's a million, right? It'd be like you buying a $1,000 car.
that's probably true.
So you could imagine it now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a 1951 Cadillac Custom Coupe that brought $150,700. A 51 Chevrolet Style Line Deluxe convertible was bid to $126,500, and I had to look that up today to see what a Style Line was. It's a pretty cool old 50s car. With the significance of it to me was the rear wheel well was covered with some kind of cool shroud kind of thing. Yeah. Vintage pickup trucks
You
also.
think we could call them fender skirts?
Okay, you can
On the
call
wheel
finish
opening?
search.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
I've never owned one that had that
Oh
title.
yeah,
so
they used
sorry.
that was the thing when we was
Oh,
growing up. When
yeah.
they get you a pair of fender skirts to
A
go on your
Ford or
car.
Mercury.
Oh yeah,
That just put class to it.
57 Chevrolet.
Is that an
Yeah,
aftermarket
yeah.
thing? Could
yeah.
you put that out?
Well, I guess the factory had them too, but it was a big aftermarket thing.
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Sometimes you had to be a scientist to figure out how to get a moment
Yeah.
before.
Remember those steering wheel knobs too?
Yeah.
Tear your arm off, or you know if it was whooping back around.
Oh yeah, That's I wondered about those.
I wonder how many wrecks was caused by
Yeah,
that.
ain't no telling. I wonder how many arms or fingers were broke.
Yeah.
No telling. Okay, vintage pickup trucks also broke records. A 1958 Chevy 3100 custom pickup went for $198,000, and a 1961 Ford F100 custom
Those pickup trucks are bringing the money now.
$165,000.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah,
Old work trucks is what they were.
yeah. Well, I was
Farm
gonna
trucks,
say
work
now,
trucks. Originally, that's what they were.
When I think of a 1961 Ford, I think, it's been used all that time. I think it's wore out, but these probably are.
Oh, there.
These probably were not.
No, they
rusted
tear them
or-
down and
or
redo
worn
them.
down.
I mean, they take the bodies off the frame and powder coat the frames and all this high dollar stuff.
Okay,
You got the money, they got the time.
I guess
You
so.
heard that
I
old
guess
song,
so.
ain't you?
Yep.
Well, it really is in the car building business.
Well, I'll tell you what, this old car I got from Dad, the windows don't want to go up and down like they should. I don't know whether it's because they sit too long, nobody ever used them.
Huh.
But the car has got 51,000
That's amazing.
miles.
That's a nice
That
car.
thing rides like
Oh.
a dream.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a Mercury, isn't it?
Yeah, big Mercury.
Yeah.
They don't make them no more. Big lucky you quit making parts for them.
No, I said there's plenty of parts for that car.
Uh,
A lot of those cars got sold.
Yeah.
There's parts out there. Matter of fact, there's a place that pick and pull in Tullahoma. You could probably find a lot of parts for that car.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I won't have to buy the
No.
parts for a while.
Is all the windows doing that, or just one of them?
Well, I hadn't really checked them all, but my brother told me to be careful. And
I'd leave 'em up,
Leave them up till summertime anyway.
Well, you need to
Probably
leave
a
them
good
up,
point,
and unless you get somebody to take a look at them, see
Yeah.
what's going on with it.
I don't know. They go by motors too, don't they? Don't they have some kind
Yeah.
of motor control?
Yeah, but all of them shouldn't be giving a problem.
Well, I hadn't checked them all. I just the driver's side was going a little slow coming up the
Yeah,
other day.
that's what, wait
Did you
till it
help
stops
it?
raining.
I had to.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't be taking it down no more.
They going.
No, you be one of these that you ride by. It's got the garbage bag. You be sure to get a clear one though, so you can see out it. And don't get the black one.
My little granddaughter, she's bad about punching them buttons.
You got a lock on it though, window
yeah.
lock. Hit the window lock. All right, Philip, keep going.
Okay. Collectors come to Barrett-Jackson because they craft an incredible docket filled with vehicles for every buyer level and interest. That's what a quote from Steve Davis, who's the president of Barrett-Jackson. This year, prime examples of the high-profile 60s muscle cars continued to be strong, while customs, hot rods, trucks, and SUVs were particularly popular. Several setting world records. Some of the most hotly contested biddings was for a custom 1950s era cars and trucks, while 1980s cars keep trending higher. If the automobile up for grabs were over the top, if the automobiles up for grabs were over the top, consider the auto memorabilia brought up on the bids. Talk about stealing the show. A full-size transportation-themed carousel went to a final bid of $557,750. So a 1957 Wilhelm Henke carousel from Germany. One of only 5 imported into the United States and Canada during the 1950s. It had 27 wooden handmade transportation vehicles with leather interiors, working headlights, which circled the boards, and included a Mercedes-Benz fire truck, a 4-door Flitzer, which means fast car in German, an Alfa Romeo 2000, a Mercedes 190, as well as 6 Vespa-style scooters, 6 Kano manufacturing bicycles, 2 airplanes, and 6 Sachs 50cc motorcycles. The entire carousel was 32 foot in diameter, 16 foot high, and that's just crazy.
That's well, like you said though, they probably had. I bet they had a lowboy made just for that. You know, that you load it back up on. It had to have a special trailer for it.
Yeah.
I bet you the trailer went with the carousel.
I'd hope so. Boy, wouldn't that be cool to have though? I mean, it sounds gorgeous.
Well, you wouldn't want to sit outside.
Nope. You have to put it in your building there.
Yeah.
You have to clean some stuff out.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'd have to raise the ceiling on it because my ceiling ain't but 12 foot.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, it's probably got a ceiling on it, a roof,
Yeah. So I'd have to build a building just to put that in.
There you go. We can work on opening up you a amusement park out at your place.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Big yard sale.
Yeah. Okay. A circa 1939 Husky gasoline double-sided porcelain service station sign featuring a Husky and done in colors of navy, yellow, orange, and white brought $149,500.
That's just. I mean, I can't even think about that. Can you?
That's the
For a
most
sign.
expensive sign I've ever heard of.
You think maybe Jay Leno's bidding on all these?
I'd say it was.
Maybe Jay bought that one, yeah.
And you got to keep in mind though, there's a buyer's premium besides that. This might be added in, but
probably. Interestingly, this sign was one of only 2 items offered that had a reserve on price on it, but it met that easily. The 1950s Esso Aviation porcelain restored airport hangar sign with neon. It brought $63,250. While the restored 1950s Donald Duck neon porcelain parking lot entrance sign from Disneyland made $48,300. That sounds cool.
yeah, but that Esso sign is like it says Esso in the center, and then it's got a pair of wings, aviation wings, but it's 290 inches by 58 inches tall.
Oh,
by 8 inches thick, I guess.
They said, it was at a hangar, so it wasn't a little hangar. It was outside of
It's outside
big
on a
giant
big
hangar.
It's pretty.
Wow.
But I don't know if it's that pretty.
They also had a 1950s Dog and Suds drive-in single-sided neon porcelain sign that brought $41,400.
And you said Dog and Suds was a Southwest chain of drive-ins?
I had to look them up because I know I'd seen them before. Dog and Suds is a Midwestern chain of hot dog and root beer drive-in style eateries featuring in-car car hop service. It was widespread in the 50s and 60s and still operates several locations.
It seemed like they had some Dog and Suds up north too.
Champaign, Illinois was that's considered Midwest. So that's where they started
up north.
That's up north to me, yeah. Midwest to me is like Kansas and Oklahoma stuff. But yeah.
I'll tell you something that's gone up in value to me, and that's them cookless, no oil, no butter pans that you don't have to have done that'll splash up and burn you.
Yeah.
I tried to eat 2 fingers the other morning. I got whelps up there.
How'd you get that?
Frying egg.
Oh,
doggone.
My stomach hit the skillet, and when it did, I think I tried to catch the skillet, not thinking, boy, it beat me.
So you learned something from that, right?
Yeah, I learned where Walmart was at, where they sell that other stuff. Throw that other out.
So Dog and Suds has been around since the 50s, huh?
right.
And it's a drive-in.
1953. So when they started the first one. Well, actually, we pulled them up on eBay. If you want to.
Yeah, let's talk about Dogs and Suds.
Their top sold. We found 99 open auctions and 85 closed auctions have sold things, and the top selling of that doesn't quite hit the $48,000 or $41,000 mark of that sign. But here is a vintage clock. Dogs and Suds root beer ice cream parlor wall clock sign. It says 1959 or 49, but since they didn't start till 53, I'd say it's not 49. And it had 26 bids at $960.
It's electric clock. It's really
electric
pretty.
clock. Really
It's
nice.
got a glass cover, face. Let's hold up right there, and we'll start going. We'll finish your story up, and we'll look all these different ones up. You want to?
Okay.
Hello, I'm Pickin' Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
Hey everybody, we're back with Talking Antiques, and the number here is 728-1320.
All right, folks, we're back with Let's Talk Antiques, and that was old Max himself there.
He can do the job, can't he?
I'm telling you, boy's ready.
Professional.
He is ready.
You got some more sold dogs and suds items?
I do. We've got
these didn't come from Barrett-Jackson, did they?
These did not come from Barrett-Jackson.
They don't bring enough to come from Barrett-Jackson, do they?
Here's a original, new old stock 1956 Dogs and Suds 16-inch metal sign. It looks like what you see as a caution road sign. 16 inches, pretty big one. It's got their logo with Dogs and Suds and root beer and a hot dog behind it. 78 people were bidding on that one, and it brought $850. And then next we've got a 1960s Dog and Suds root beer 15-inch lighted Pam clock sign. So this is
Pam Company made a lot of different advertisements. They made Coca-Colas, they made RC, they made all kinds of.
This is a square Dog and Suds sign, and this is from the 1960s. There were 20 people bidding on that, and it brought $555. Some people must be nostalgic for Dog and Suds. Mm-hmm. They had a bunch more of the metal signs that didn't bring as much as the other ones. They kind of go between 400 down to 300. Here's a really nice world's creamiest Dog and Suds root beer. Glass. Is that glass, son? Mm-hmm. Okay. It's really, really nice. 23 bids, $305 for that one. Here's an 11-inch or 11 3/4-inch porcelain. I guess a restaurant sign. It's like it goes over your doorway. That's how that's shown displayed. Vintage Dog and Suds sign. 51 bids on that for $200. People are willing to pay for them. There's another one that's a cutout sign. It's got an arrow looping around it, pointing probably to the restaurant with the original idea. There was one bid on that one for $150. Here's a Dog and Suds drive-through diner embossed sign, 17 by 16 inch. It looks like it's got lights on it, or at one point it did. And that was a buy it now of $130. Now here's your best profit margin one on this is a Dog and Sud root beer jacket patch, $125. with 11 bids on that. So I'd like to be able to sell my old jacket patches for $125 each.
Well, you could if you had dogs and suds.
There you go. I did not
Patches.
collect any dogs and suds patches. Mine were more like Led Zeppelin and things like that.
Well, that's pretty good, though. Those are good. You have a lot of those?
Well, they were all sewn on my jacket. I've still got my jacket. So
You ought to put that on eBay. That'd probably bring a lot of money.
But it's my jacket, though.
But I'll start you out at $25. So you can go from there. See?
I had some of that stuff I had.
Oh,
Yeah.
you be on Easy Street.
I had an April wine tour jacket back way back.
Oh, yeah.
You got all kind of stuff.
Atlanta Rhythm Section.
Yeah, you got some good stuff.
I got a drive-in window tray for a dog and suds.
Yeah, that's where you set. You know, you set it out there. You
Right.
go outside and set it on the car window.
$60 for
How
that
much?
one. $60. But
I
they
bet
buy
not.
it now on that.
Yeah, that used to be a hot item at tray.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sit right in there perfect.
So that would be something you wouldn't want people to drive away with. Either.
No, we used. I tell you what, believe it or not, we spent a lot of time chasing people down that
I
took
bet
off
you
with our
did.
tray.
I was going to say, how did you try to prevent people
Chase
from
them down. And
What
finally,
took
the
the
word
place
gets
of
around.
that?
Huh?
What did y'all find to take the place of those trays?
We bagged them up.
Bagged them up?
Started bagging the stuff up and just putting it in bags, let them eat it that way instead of leaving it on the tray. And another thing too, you set them on those windows, and sometimes it'd slip, and
Yeah.
then they would
gusts come
forget
up.
and roll the window down a little bit more, and then all of it turn over. So it's the best thing, just bag it
Become
up for 'em.
expensive that way.
Yeah.
No, here's a dog and suds salt and pepper shakers with nice logos on them. These are glass ones. 3 bids on that went for $53. Here's a dog and suds root beer. It's a bow tie.
And that's what Flat and Scruggs used to have. And I don't want somebody kidnapped them. I had a bunch of them that Dad had. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I wish I could find them.
You don't have them no more?
No, can't find them.
That'd be a good thing to
They
come across.
disappeared.
3 bids on that one went for $47 for just a bow tie with their name on it. Here's a pretty cool one. Is Dog and Suds drive-in marbles, 5/8 inch diameter. There's 9 of them. And they've got logos on them with the catchphrases and things like that, and artwork. Nice display stands. 4 bids on that went for $32. That seems like that would have brought more compared to some of the other stuff. You got your root beer mugs. You can have 6 of them for $20, and a Dog and Suds root beer shirt down to $31. So that's all your stuff that brings the money. All right, David. Okay, well, let me finish up here.
Yeah, because we're going to look up a lot of other stuff like the Donald Duck and the Husky signs and the SOs and the cars. And So finish up there.
I'll finish up the story was that
Don't talk fast, though.
Despite the outstanding January event, Barrett-Jackson doesn't rest on its laurels. The 16th annual Barrett-Jackson Palm Beach auction is slated to take place April 12th to the 15th. And will feature 140 plus 140 plus car collection from the Cars of Dreams Museum. So they've got I wouldn't know if that's an entire museum, but 140 cars from a car museum that are going up for auction. So there should be some really nice stuff going there. I wonder if the museum scheduled their sale to go with the Barrett auction, or if Barrett auction was willing to time it for the museum.
I don't know.
Okay, where was I did a search on, let me pull up my Donald Duck again, because it would really be that. I think that would be awesome to have a Donald Duck parking sign from Disneyland, and wonder how you end up owning one of those.
Probably called thievery.
Well, you theoretically wouldn't if it had been stolen. It seems like they would have shut it down from a legitimate auction like this. But anyway, so I did a search for Donald Duck on here, and here is a Donald Duck hand signed original production cell of Donald Duck. So. Let's see. Let me see who it's autographed by here. I'm going to try and pull up the larger view. Oh, It doesn't look like Walt Disney. It looks like Jane Disney. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't tell either.
Let's see if it says. Oh, it says Walt Disney. So Walt Walt's autograph looks a little funny to me. Okay, so a autographed Donald Duck cell brought $5,500 as a buy it now, and it's not signed on the cell; it's signed on the frame, and it's to a person in particular. Here's a Gerald Gentra retro fantasy Donald Duck watch. It's a G36 12.7 to the people who are in the know, and it's $5,000 was this, and it is a gorgeous watch. It has Donald Duck holding a baseball bat, and it's got 60, like it counts to 60 on it, but it's a jump watch, as in it goes from the left to the right and counts to 60, and then it jumps back around, and then it jumps quick to the other side of the watch, which makes me wonder how well it worked. But it brought $5,000, so maybe it worked pretty good.
I wouldn't mind working one.
Even if it didn't work, it'd be okay to find one of those in your drawer.
Got it.
Here is a authentic Gucci Donald Duck backpack that they were asking $3,200, but they got close to $3,000 for it. Donald Duck Gucci backpack.
Ain't that amazing?
There you go. Here's an original Walt Disney authentic studio hand drawing of 1939 of Donald Duck, signed by Disney. $2,699. Here's a really cool one. Is a Donald Duck vintage 1940s or 50s bicycle. Boys or girls? Oh, okay. This is the boys' bike. So it's in really nice shape. So I don't know if it's all authentic or if it's been refurbished, but it brought $2,500 plus $150 shipping on that. Guess you have to consider that when it's $150 shipping. Here's a 1929 Donald Duck in the Mummy's Car comic book. Comic book graded 6.0 from 1943. The buy it now on that was $2,500. Man. Here's 6 vintage comic books that were in a state find. It was Mickey, Donald Duck, Dumbo, and Bambi. 39 bids on those. Ended up going for $2,405. Man, I didn't realize those old Disney comics were worth that much. Here's a Carl Barks Library signed complete set, 10-volume Donald Duck Scrooge art. It brought, they were asking $4,000 and it brought close to $2,000. So here's another Carl Barks Library complete. This is another Rainbow Books. What is it? I'm trying to figure out exactly how much. They were asking $2,300 and they got a little less than $2,000 probably. Mark Sapala, original pen and ink of Donald Duck, hand drawn and signed, went for $1,746. And a 2014 Disney 1 ounce gold proof 80th anniversary, graded a PF 70. They were asking $2,200 and got somewhere like $1,600 on that. So here's another 19 old comic book. Here's a 9.8 graded 1953 Walt Disney Comics number 159. Buy it now, and that was $1,500. $1,500. I had no idea that Disney comics are worth that much.
Do you appreciate Donald Duck a little bit more?
I do, and what it does is when me and my brother first discovered that our comic books were worth something, and we would come to Tullahoma a couple of times a year to visit and stay with my grandmother, she had all of my mom and her sisters' old comic books that we would, sit around and read. And we came back for our summer visit, and we were all excited to see about those comic books, and she had just cleaned out the closet and taken them out back and burned them.
with that thought, you want to take a break? Okay, let's do it.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
All right, we're back with Let's Talk Antiques.
All right, and so we've jumped over to Husky since that
Husky.
That's what I said.
Gasoline, right?
Husky gasoline.
Yeah, not Husky dogs.
No, well,
But
it's got a dog on the side. It's not poodle.
Most of them.
This was the Barrett-Jackson was able to get a 1939 sign to sell for just under $150,000. So
we can't do that though, right?
We didn't quite get that much on eBay, but we got a Husky gasoline 4 miles ahead sign, which is that's a pretty nice sign. That brought 19 bids and $2,700. So we have another. This one doesn't even have their logo on it, but Husky,
just a Husky dog.
Just a Husky dog. It says it's a porcelain Husky gasoline sign. 17 bids on that brought $2,100. Let's see me. There's another one that's the same one as that. That only brought $510. So there's some variation on them. Outstanding Husky gasoline porcelain sign brought $300. And here's another porcelain sign. It's in pretty decent shape. They were asking $500, but they only got about $175. Let me jump over to Husky oil instead of gas, because a lot of these say oil on them.
What do you think about the price of signs, though?
They're not bad.
That's an oil can.
But then again, when you can get a quart of oil and get $843 for it, that's pretty good too.
Is it full?
Rare vintage Husky metal quart oil can original. 16 bids, $843. I'd like to hope that you at least get the oil inside of it.
Yeah, so a lot of them don't.
That's the original listing. Okay, what do we got? Original all-metal 1 quart Husky oil can in good condition, no rust, empty.
Yep, empty. Now we're talking about an empty oil can.
I'll ship for free when your payment clears.
Well, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Man, that's what I tell you. It's It's an empty oil can for $8. Imagine what one with oil inside of it would bring. Would that bring more?
Sure it would.
Okay. Okay, you got another that's another Husky oil can. This had 3 bids and went for $650. Here's a Husky grease can. 5 pounds Western oil from Minneapolis. 25 bids on that, went for $567. Wow.
Ain't that hard?
That's pretty hard to believe there. Here's a pretty cool one. Here's a Husky 5-gallon service station gas can. $199 was to buy it now on that. Husky antifreeze gallon pail with advertising on it. This says this is a Canadian one. Ethylene glycol base. They were asking $238, and they got somewhere right around $200 on it. And here's a 21-inch by 23-inch double-sided porcelain sign. Says Husky motor oils on it. Went for $201.50. Do you have any Husky signs? I've never seen you.
No, I don't have.
Or heard you talk about Husky.
No, I don't have one.
They're not. Here's one from India. So this means it's a
That's
knockoff,
a fake,
wouldn't it?
Both of them are probably fakes. Any of these porcelain signs coming out of India, you can almost bet are fake.
Yeah.
And if you ever see a porcelain sign that don't have holes in it, it's more likely fake too, because every sign was supposed to have holes so you can mount them. 99% of the time they're fake. That stuff coming out of India absolutely is fake.
Let me look real quick just to see if they. Nope, they just say porcelain Husky motor oil sign and give the dimensions. So they don't claim whether it's new or old. That way they can get around it, I guess.
Hey, I know we got a few more Husky things, but here's another animal oil can. It's a skunk oil, motor oil.
I can't say I've ever heard of skunk oil.
But it's a motor oil, but heavy duty at that, though.
Okay.
$3,250.
Whew. 39 bids. They started.
Of course, you got, that's called a rocker, Harley Davidson rocker. It's $2,000. And then how about this Pen Air, 100% Pennsylvania motor oil, $1,900. Now we're talking about oil cans, quart oil cans. There's another Harley Davidson, 1 gallon. That's a gallon of motor oil. You can get that for $1,802.
Well, that one's full, it sass too.
Yeah, $1,802.
At least you get your oil. You can.
One more quart and you can change it, right?
Yeah.
I was just here's a Husky, $843.57. There's Cushman, a can of Cushman oil, $700. Now we're talking about a quart oil can, okay? Let's see if I can get it. Let's see if I can get something that people know. Everybody knows Cushman. Sinclair, that's a rocker, $515. Olson, $503. That's an older can. But all this is quart stuff. See if I can find anything else that's there's a Pan Am, just a little squirt can, like 4 ounces.
Yeah.
A household oil, kind of like a 3-in-1 oil can. Look how much that little baby brought.
$438 with 47 bids.
Have you ever heard of Champion oil?
I have.
Well, for $410, you can get that 2-gallon can, or 1 gallon. There's your another little squirt bottle. Shamrock Candy Handy Oiler. Full. 4 ounces of oil. All it's going to cost you is $405. But look how many bids was on that.
I'd say if you were willing to be the 59th bidder and
ain't that
$405. I can't imagine getting carried away to get up to $405 and bidding on an oil can.
You got a few more Huskies there too.
I do. Let's see. We got it was a vintage Husky oil can. This looks like this is a large can. I think it says 35 pounds on it. Net weight 35 pounds or 38 pounds. So it went for $138.89.
So that must still have some in it to weigh that.
Well, no, that was the printed on the can. So full, that was the thing.
Oh, okay.
Here's a Husky oil vintage large sign. It's got a Husky on it. It says "Get You There." Husky gasoline and motor oils, $140.99. There's another 10-pound vintage Husky motor oil can. They were asking $155, and they got about $120 for it. Husky Tri-Power gasoline plate. It's a porcelain sign. That went for $125.
Hey, listen. Remember I told you had my friend that's used to be a FBI. She retired FBI agent. She says, I have Husky bucks from a gas station in Alaska in the early 1980s. They gave them to you when you purchased gas. Now that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Let me.
She's got a lot of interesting stuff though. Her and her husband traveled everywhere. So there must be a lot of money in the FBI business. You know it, Philip?
Yeah. Maybe she'd have to pay for her flights though too. Well, I did a search for Husky bucks, and they didn't come up with anything.
Nothing?
No, nothing at all. Came up with Buck Owens. So there you go.
Buck Owens?
Yeah. It was trying to find something to help me. Well, let me jump to the SO sign, since we had that giant this giant one for the airplane hangar. How much was that? Did that bring again?
Brought a lot of money.
Was that $63,000?
It's not really that much if you just say it. You know, it's just that much if you got to gather it up.
Right. Okay. Here's a 1960s porcelain two-sided SO station sign dealer with ring. It says it's a barn fine and clean, and there's a lady standing next to it, and it is almost as tall as she is. So it's gosh, I'd say it's 4.5 feet, if not 5 feet tall, much less how wide it is. That went for $3,070 with $265 shipping. I was going to say it's going to cost some money to ship that. Here's a 1972 SO double-sided porcelain sign with the pole. They were asking $3,500, and they got about $25 for it. So here's a vintage SO sign. This is one that has the light mounted above it to shine down onto it. It's a large oval. They were asking $2,500 and got over $22 on it. Here's a large, unique SO porcelain sign. It says SO more powerful than any other gasoline.
Hey, with that, once you get that price, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Give them a price.
It was only $2,245.
Is that all?
Yeah. Free pickup.
Hey, remind me to tell you about young people collecting. Okay. Remind me when we come back.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
All right, folks, we're back with Talk Antiques.
You want to talk some more?
No, you got it.
No, go ahead. I think he's got a great radio voice, don't you?
Yeah, he does.
Do you think he does, Brian?
Not at all. No.
Yeah.
So you said that you wanted to remind us to talk about the
I
young
was telling you.
collectors. There you go.
So the last couple of visitors that come to see me, it really made me feel good, and I'll tell you why. Both of them, like one was going to turn 41, and he's collecting gas stuff and Coke stuff, and just soda and gasoline and signs and gas pumps and all that. And then the other boy, he looks like he's about 45 or 6. Him and his wife, they love it. They drive like 3 hours just to come up, and they like to swap and trade and stuff. And so he's into more of the Texaco stuff than, so anything Texaco he loves. So that really tells me that a lot of younger people are getting into the gas pumps and Coke machine, diversifying their money. I told you before, a lot of people has figured it out. You don't want to keep it in the bank, so they have stocks and they have gold and but also they're buying these signs and Coke machines and stuff. And I'll tell you something. I told you before, I tracked those gas pumps, and every 8 years they doubled in value. So can you do that with your money in the bank?
No, definitely not.
Oh, well, have you got a GTO pulled up?
I pulled up a GTO.
Okay, so why?
Well, because they had the 1970 GTO Judge convertible that was only one of 24 produced with the Air Ram 4 engine that sold for $440,000. So, I mean, I've heard of GTO Judges, but I didn't realize they would bring $440,000.
I don't think they all do. That has to be a really.
So that was
that
one
must
of
be
24.
A real rare one, right
that
there.
was super rare. So on eBay there was a 1969 one that 31 people bid on that went up to $21,359.
So see, there is
recently.
a little difference.
So there's a little difference on that.
You got some more Judges there.
71 went for probably about, let's see, 17,000 or so.
Yeah, but that's a tribute. That's not a real Judge. See where it says tribute?
Oh, I didn't know that's what that meant.
They cloned it.
Oh. There was a 69 Judge that they were asking $54,000, and they got somewhere north of $7,000 for. So
That's a big difference.
That was a big difference on that. Here's a 1970 that they got $6,600. 69 that they got $7,500 for.
Yeah, they're all rough though. You'd have to spend another $40,000 or $50,000 on them when you start working on them.
Let me look at
that.
this
How about that $52,000?
Let me make sure this is legitimate here.
Yeah, it looks sold.
Yep. A 1969 GTO, the Judge, sold for $52,500. Okay, so the previous buyer couldn't get funding. That's why the listing looked odd. My car was built April of 1969, and so it's
What's it
got
say
it all
there? It's got
priced
something
out.
about Chevelle and what's it talking about right there? See
Point to me.
442 and Chevelle and Buick GS.
I lost it. Car is listed. General Motors built some of the best ground-pounding muscle cars of the era with the GTO, Firebird, 422 Chevelle, and Buick GS. This gorgeous Judge has just undergone a complete frame-off restoration. During the restoration, the body was media blasted in and out to bare steel and painted with beautiful Carsol red base clear urethane paint.
But it looks orange.
The frame was also media blasted to bare steel. And yeah, so this is somebody who took some.
You know,
Took some time on it.
you've seen the Dukes of Hazzard, the show.
That's what I was just thinking.
And you know,
There you go.
they actually painted those Chargers with a Corvette. It's called Corvette something, red, but it's orange. When they're shooting it with the cameras, it looks orange.
Yeah.
And that's what they
So
wanted.
that was called a red?
It was a Corvette red. I forgot which red it is, but I forgot what year Corvette, but it was a General Motors red.
I didn't know that.
They put that on a Charger. I wonder what Dodge thought about that.
There's no telling.
So now
let's say they had this. Well, I'm not sorting the way I want to. Here we go. Let me make sure these are sold. There we go. Okay, this is a little more what I expected. Well, I was looking for Corvettes to have the classic Corvette, but actually the most expensive Corvette sold recently was a 2017
Z06.
Z06.
Callaway.
$119,689. Man.
Pull up a 68 Corvette and let's see.
Well, there's a 67 right underneath that.
Yeah, but it's different body style.
Yeah, well, it brought 100. Well, they were asking 119,000 and took a best offer, but it was still north of 100,000.
Yeah.
What-
Pull up
what'd you say?
1968 Corvette. Just change it to, just add 1968 to it.
Okay.
Let's see what the highest 68 actually sold. Now this one here brought $495,000.
We've got
And that's the year that the 68's when they changed the body style. 68, 69.
We got a $76,100 was the
Yeah, it's a 427 though,
bids.
435 horse.
Yeah.
Matching numbers. Mm-hmm. Boy, that's nice. Convertible.
It is very pretty. There's the next one. Actually, those are. Is that the same one, or does it think that guy had 3 different ones?
No, I'd say that he sold that top one and then they didn't pay for it and he sold it again
December,
and again.
January.
So do that $40,000.
Here's a 68. There's a 427. Matching numbers all the way around. It fully restored. 31 bids of $40,000 for that
Boy.
one.
Now I'm telling you,
1970 Stingray. 14 bids. $29,600.
well, see,
Oh, this was jump
I
distance.
know that makes that 68 Corvette is 50 years old. You know how I know that? Because that's when I got married, and Nancy and I in June.
Okay.
The first will be married 50 years. How in the world she
Man.
put up with me that
I
long?
tell you,
Something's not right about her.
my dad.
Nancy's a good woman.
Yeah, I don't know how. Something right though. Why would she put up with me for 50 years? We got 1 minute, so you better give us something good.
Oh, we're on our last one. Well, let me look up because my dad had a 1966
Well, get busy.
Corvette. So let me just tell
Whoa.
him that he could have gotten 97,000 if he had hung on to that and finished this restoration. My mom made him get rid of it because he tore it down and just left it sitting in the garage for probably 3 years.
Yeah, he might ought to still hanging on to it.
After 3 years, your wife will make you get rid of that one. So, oh well. Here's another one is 66 no reserve that it brought $79,921. Man. Okay, well that'll do it.
All right, we'll do it again next week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening on Thunder Radio.